Hi, and welcome to the first and what's hopefully going to be a long run of videos on YouTube, forming a video log as I learn to play the mandolin totally from scratch. Called today's video Day Zero because today is the day I actually took this out of the packaging. Next week, Day 7, 14, so on. So I am planning a weekly update to try and keep track of my progress. As much for me as anybody else, so if there isn't a single viewer of this ever, it won't really bother me. I'm just going to enjoy, after a year, 2 years, whatever, being able to go back and watch these videos and just see the progress that I made, and hopefully see how I came on in leaps and bounds. And of course they'll also be useful for me to look at and see where I was making mistakes. And because I'll be sharing them online on various mandolin groups on Facebook and so on, hopefully I'll get some tips and some suggestions for how to improve. So this is the beast anyway that's arrived today. So it's an Ozark 2001. She's quite a pretty thing. She hasn't got a name yet. 2001 is the model. I don't know if that's also a reference to a year in some way, maybe the year this was first produced. Second hand off eBay, got it for a really nice price, less than half of recommended retail. It was listed as new in box, even though it was second hand. You know the thing, somebody's bought it, never picked it up. Still in the original wrapping, maybe an unwanted gift. Either way, it's mine now and I definitely do want it. I've got a little bit of experience with instruments, even if I am playing mandolin from scratch. I've played the ukulele for a couple of years, so I'm used to nylon strings. These steel strings and brass wound take a bit of getting used to. I have a feeling I'm going to have some sore fingers over the next week. And this is a bit of a novelty for me. There's no way I'm ever using a plectrum playing the ukulele. I'm a little bit of a purist in that regard. So this is alien to me and a real struggle, to be honest. But I've had a bit of a play today and I'm getting somewhere with it. So what have I done today with my brand new Ozark mandolin? Followed a bit of advice on a few YouTube videos, learnt some two-finger chords. G, C and D. Now that's already enough to play quite a few songs, where I'm not actually worried about songs yet. Just practicing the chords, moving between them. Can't do that very fast yet, but then it's day zero, I only got it today. And also looked at a few strumming patterns. Getting into that a bit earlier with the mandolin perhaps than I did when I first had the ukulele. So we've got things like G, C and D, and I've just been practicing moving between those. The strumming pattern that I've been looking at is basically, there we go, if my dog might be growling in a second, somebody's walking past outside. And then just trying to work through the chords following that pattern and trying to maintain the rhythm. Finding it tricky at the moment, but again, it's day zero. I'm all right with that. So either way, this is where I'm probably going to finish on. Not a lot more to say because I've not got a lot more to talk about yet. Hopefully there'll be a lot to show you in after the first week in day 7. By then I'm hopefully will have got down a tune or two, or at least begun to get down a tune or two. So either way, so this is kind of where I've got so far. Here we go. There we go. I've no idea if the intonation's any good on this. I've not checked yet. It's starting to just about stay in tune. Steel strings seem to stay in tune so much faster than nylon. They're a lot less stretchy. But as I say, I've not checked the intonation. The bridge is a floating bridge. I had to make sure it was the right distance. And but I've not checked intonation, as I say. So it's probably going to end up at an angle down here somewhere by the next time you see it. I'll talk about it next week. So, don't know if anybody's ever going to watch this. Doesn't really matter. As I say, it's for me as much as anybody else. But if at some point in the future some other mandolin beginner can see it and get something useful from this, well, that would be fantastic too. So, see you next week maybe.